Welcome back to Sports Talk with Cooper and Big Man. This is Big Man.
This is Cooper.
Hey, buddy, how you been?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Finally got over that cold.
Yeah, man. That crap's been going around.
Yeah, it was kind of killing me there. Missed a day at work, But, hey, got over it. Got over it in time for IWA Insane House Party.
Yeah, man. It was insane, brother.
It was nuts, dude.
It was so cool.
Man, that thing was a build-up. Every match was better than the last, man.
For real, dude.
It was great. We had a great time.
They put on a great show for everybody that was there.
It was fantastic.
It was awesome, dude.
You know, we did some great interviews. We did 4 great interviews.
Yes, we did.
We had Eliza Hayes, the Golden Boy Jimmy Mack. We got Johnny Zeke.
And Lola Starr.
And Lola
dude.
Starr, man. We do feel bad, Lola. We're sorry that our interview was a little cut short. We weren't really prepared, unfortunately. And also, it was so close to ring time, we really didn't want to keep you from getting ready for the night. So,
yeah, speaking of which, they've got another show coming up soon.
They do, and we'll actually be there. It's going to be Santa Slam 3. So, at Stark National Guard Armory. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too, man. And this next time we'll be a little bit more prepared, have things set up sooner so that, when wrestlers want to come over, if they want to talk to us, have an interview, come on.
Yep. So that's going to be Saturday, December 14th for those of you who are wanting to know.
Definitely. And Lola Starr, again, we apologize. And, it was still great to interview. I thought it was amazing that you were just like, I want next. I was like, okay.
All right.
So
that's great. When we got the one of the previous interviews, you're like, I want next, and Cooper's like, okay, yeah, sure. That's a great little video on that one.
Yeah, that was fun.
So let's get back to the event at hand. Like we said, each match built up on the previous one, kept making the show better. All the way up to the main event. We had a great main event, man. That Battle Royale was fun. Battle
Royale was cool.
We had the surprise of Hembra Cato being in it.
Yeah, Hembra Cato, man. She went in there and kicked some ass, and Prince Handsome went in there, and it's like they were a tag team in there trying to beat everybody up.
Yeah, they were taking it to the house.
But Joseph Von Smith.
Yep.
I mean, he pulled it out, dude.
He pulled it out.
He got the victory.
Yep, that's why you called him the superior German athlete.
Yes, the superior German athlete, Joseph Von Smith.
He was very superior that night with that victory.
Yeah, and I hear he's going to be at the next event, so this is going to be cool, dude. And, I mean, Joseph Von Smith was very entertaining, and, anything else we want to add to this?
Hopefully maybe because of how you enjoyed Joseph Von Schmidt, maybe him hearing this, maybe you'll be willing to do an interview at the Santa Slam with us.
Yes, please. That would be amazing, because you know what? Also, I heard he runs a wrestling school.
Oh, yes. That's right. He does run a wrestling school.
Yeah, it's is it Pro Wrestling Academy or something to that effect?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Something we'd like to talk to about.
It would be cool to talk to him about it.
Absolutely. So, yeah. So don't forget, that's going to be December 14th. That's a Saturday at Stark National Guard Armory. There will be a toy giveaway. This is basically for the kids. Proceeds are going to go helping for the kids in the area, so please come out and enjoy. Military is going to get a discount on their tickets, and also, if you are handicapped, unfortunately like Cooper is, but, it is what it is, you all get free entry.
Yeah, that's really sweet, dude. It's cool.
Yeah.
So, you want to come out and enjoy some fun and give back to the community. And, I mean, there's plenty of kids out there that need a good Christmas, and
absolutely,
I'm honored to be a part of this next event.
Me too, man. I'm really looking forward to it, man. And we got some more things to hash out for the event, but we'll let you know what Cooper and I have in store for you for the event as well.
Definitely, we've got some ideas to throw around, and we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Let's see. Let's get on to some. Let's talk some WWE.
Let's do it.
All right, man. So the WWE had their Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia this last weekend. We had a lot of great matches on the card. We had The Fiend taking on Seth Rollins, which was a good match for the Universal title.
Yeah, it was,
Falls count anywhere.
Dude, it was crazy. I watched it, and them dudes beat the hell out of each other.
Well, that's the best part about a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Right.
Anything goes.
It wasn't able to, they weren't able to stop it this time, which
Right.
made it way better.
Right, absolutely. The Fiend ended up beating Seth Rollins to take over the Universal Championship. Let's see, we had Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez for the WWE World Championship. Brock Lesnar ended up retaining the title over Cain Velasquez. Then on the following SmackDown, Brock Lesnar announced that he was actually leaving SmackDown to go back to Raw to hunt down Rey Mysterio. What's your take on that?
Well, it kind of makes you think, well, what's going on? Is Bray Wyatt bringing the Universal title to SmackDown? I mean...
Well, hey, he is part of the SmackDown roster right now.
Right?
So.
Brock Lesnar's taking the title to Raw. So that means the WWE Championship is now going to be on Raw.
Yep.
And the, Universal title will be on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Do you think maybe they'll change the colors up a little bit? A little color scheme change?
I think you'd have to have a color scheme change because, the Universal title was introduced on Raw and it was a red branded belt. So I would imagine you'd have to change the color. You don't have to go full on blue, but I would think that you're going to incorporate blue for the blue brand SmackDown.
I think just changing the back of it where it's red, change it to blue. I think that would be cool. I did see something like that on WWE 2K19. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And I can't wait to get that new one, dude. That 2K20, man. Whew.
Yeah, you looking excited?
Oh, yeah.
Though I've heard they've had some graphical glitches, so hopefully by the time you get it, it's been fixed.
Oh, yeah. That's
with
why
some updates.
That's why you wait a while, dude. You don't get it right away because then you got to deal with all the crap. And, then I like to download and create stuff on there and things like that. So it's like you got to wait for all the
bugs
glitches and stuff to be fixed. Kind of like we did with that new college game they have out.
All right, Doug Flutie prevents maximum football, which is college branded. Yes, sir.
It's pretty cool, man.
It is pretty cool. You get to create. Unfortunately, I don't like that you can only create 50 different teams. Basically, in the aspect of logos, which kind of limits you, especially since if you're doing the U.S. college version, there's 130 teams. And so if you're only doing 50, you're not even getting 50% of the college teams. So you have to be kind of choosy of what you do. That's a little bit of a limitation. And
the game plays a lot different
than Madden. It's way different.
If you can get... the only thing I can't get used to is, the kicking on the game. It's like, what the hell is this?
Right.
I can't do it. Yeah. And I played a couple games where I lost because
of the kicking.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, man. I struggle with the kicking too, and you know how well I can just do kicking on any other freaking football game.
Yeah.
Speaking of video games, we'll just jump into this real quick, and we'll get back to wrestling. We did see that the NCAA has officially ruled that they're going to allow players to get paid for likenesses, images, and their names. Therefore, at some point, we should be getting back EA NCAA football.
There is a football god.
There is a football video game god. So we should be seeing that. It's probably going to take a couple more years because they still got to institute the rules and how they're going to regulate it and all that. But we should be getting it soon because EA is even saying, man, if we can get this situation taken care of, we'll be more than happy to make that game again.
Yeah.
So they're even looking forward to it.
Wouldn't it be cool if EA decided, okay, we'll do that, and then we'll turn around and do what we used to do, and you can take your guy from NCAA and download him up to Madden. Yeah. That would be sweet.
And what this could also do is because of this, we could eventually see maybe even a rival. Maybe 2K gets involved. 2K hasn't been involved.
Speaking of that, check this out.
What's up?
AEW is talking about doing a video game too.
That's right. Well, there's been rumors about that a lot.
WWE have like a rival video game.
Yeah, finally.
So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So let's that's gonna be looking forward to.
The only thing that worries me about things like that is because I've been playing WWE 2K since before it was 2K. Okay.
Right.
I've been playing WWE games fluently since about 2006. Even before that, when they had SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah.
I played that too. And honestly, I'd like the gameplay to change it up, kind of like we did this new football game. The gameplay, it's frustrating because you're so used to doing something one way that, that would be my only advice. If you do a rival game, at least kind of make the same type of gameplay. Sure,
similar.
Make changes to certain things that maybe the other game is crappy with. You know what I mean?
Right.
And but stick to the basics.
Right.
You know what I mean? The toggle, that's to move around the ring, whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to change up the finisher buttons, go for it.
Right.
But like the main gameplay, keep it pretty simple because people get frustrated with that shit. I know I do.
I understand. I mean, one of the things that we both are having always struggled with the not EA, the 2K wrestling games for WWE is like trying to get out of a submission.
Or the Money in the Bank matches.
Or the Money in the Bank, yep. Money in the Bank, that thing is annoying. I mean, I can do it. It's just really flipping annoying.
It's kind of like I've gotten into the UFC games lately. And their submission game is pretty hard, dude.
Yeah.
And if you ain't playing that on easy, you better know what you're doing, man.
Again, he goes right back to EA with that because that is by EA Sports, by the way.
So,
anyways,
we all about sports around here, people.
That's right. So
that's why we're Sports Talk with Cooper and Big Man. That's
right,
what
man.
we do.
So let's circle back now. Let's get back to the crown.
Yes,
crown
let's
jewel.
get back to it. Crown Jewel, baby.
All right. So we also had a first. We had a women's match in Saudi Arabia at the Crown Jewel. Lacey Evans versus Natalya. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, this match wasn't bad, dude. It was. I enjoyed the sportsmanship between the two ladies.
Mm-hmm.
They were very, and you could tell they were very humbled and grateful to be a part of that.
Right.
And such a groundbreaking moment for women's wrestling.
Absolutely.
So it was cool to watch. Being a fan as I've been my whole life, pretty much so like 4 years old.
Yeah.
Watching women go from being nothing but, valets and
just eye candy
to going in there and kicking ass and showing that they're even sometimes better than the dudes.
Yeah, they are.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's been great.
And speaking of which, I know in our conversation with Eliza Hayes,
mm-hmm.
We were talking about how Tessa Blanchard was facing dudes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, guess what she did?
What's that?
She faced Mikey Spandex in a tournament for, a championship.
Really?
And she actually pinned him.
Wow.
So
that's great.
That's great for her, dude. I mean,
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool. So
they have been revolutionizing the women's division. And I hope that's...
and not only WWE, but the independents did. I mean,
yeah.
Everybody's getting involved with it because you know what? Women are just as good, if not better, than the guys.
Yeah, at a lot of...
And you know what? That's great because I think about it and I go, hey, if my daughter ever goes, hey, I want to get into wrestling, she can do it.
She could.
So...
She's feisty.
She is. She's very feisty. And she's very pretty. So,
right.
She's got a good future on her.
Yeah, she's got those blue eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, Daddy's got a shotgun that's going to be waiting.
Woo!
For his boyfriend. How you doing?
Absolutely. All right, man. Let's see. What else did we have? We had the, what was it that, what did they call that tag team matchup? It was insane.
It was like a tag team turmoil.
That's right. Tag team turmoil match.
Where, it was for the greatest tag team in the world.
Right. And wasn't it like a 6-team match?
Something like that.
It was ridiculous. I mean, the OC ended up winning the match, which I don't have a problem with.
I don't have a problem with it either. They've earned their spot all the way from the independents on up. So, and it's just, for me, I think it's good that they're finally getting some recognition too, considering, they've kind of been that mid-tier tag team.
Right. Though Gallus will always be Festus to Cooper.
Hey! I still think it's funny. I've poked a little fun at him a little bit here or there on Twitter, when he was with TNA, when he was with Aces and Eights.
Yeah.
And I was poking fun, But to me, it's all fun and games. You know, I think they're very talented, and what they did going to Japan and reinventing themselves as a tag team, and Festus becoming Luke Gallows it was cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Even though he was Luke Gallows in TNA, he's become more of a powerhouse in the WWE, and it's good to see him thriving in the WWE.
Absolutely. All right, man. So what else did we have going on in that show? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
We had Cesaro and
Mansoor, right?
Mansoor. That was a really good match, dude.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised. Mansoor, he did some good moves. It kind of threw me off, kind of like last year when he won the Royal Rumble there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the hometown guy, so they're going to let him win. Okay, yeah. I get it. But, I mean, the way it ended, it was okay. I mean, the power bomb off the top rope.
Right.
Into the moonsault. I mean, it was all right.
Yeah. You gotta love it when you can get a little creative.
Yeah, I think that he's definitely got a future on him.
Yeah.
But we'll see where it goes from here. Because honestly, now you're in there with the big boys. And you know what? Yeah, you got your win on Cesaro. But Cesaro, I tell you what, that man is something else.
Right.
He's going to be coming back for some revenge, dude.
Yeah.
And nobody mess with Superman. Come on, man.
Right.
He's awesome, dude. I like him.
And man, I don't care what anyone says. I kind of hope a little bit. I know he's been great for the WWE, but I wouldn't mind seeing him take a crack at James Bond because he just looks like he could do it. Plus, give some love for bald men for James Bond. Come on. I mean, it's not really bald; it's shaven. I mean, I think he probably was going bald and just started shaving. But give some love to the bald guys. He just looks like he'd be freaking fun as James Bond.
He's just awesome athlete, dude. He's big. He's agile, and he can put over anybody. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Okay, that's cool. They're putting this kid in here with him because, if you've seen matches with him and Sami Zayn down in NXT and things like that, oh man, there's some good matches, dude. Yeah. And it's good to see Cesaro back as a singles competitor. I did like him and Sheamus as the bar. I like how they meshed that together. At first, they were like, "What the hell is this?" They didn't know what to do with it, but they made work do with what they had. Yeah. And they actually became a pretty good tag team. So.
Yeah, right after having a really good rivalry.
Yeah, so
because they were killing each other for a while there.
I like the whole little bar scene where they're in there beating people up and shit, and then that's when they really became friends. I was like, "Yep, that sounds about right."
Right. So. Let's see, man. To start the night, we had Humberto Carrillo winning a 20-man battle royale to face Jericho later that night for the United States Championship.
Did you say Jericho?
I'm sorry, I meant AJ Styles. I don't know what the heck is happening.
AEW all the brave.
I guess so, man.
You just want to get into this AEW, don't you?
A little bit.
Yeah, that was a good match too. I mean, AJ Styles pulled it off, but Humberto, he's shown that he's gonna be a mainstay in the WWE. I think he's gonna be some good talent, dude. Yeah. So,
let's see. We also had Tyson Fury versus Braun Strowman ended in a countout. What happened there?
What happened there was Strowman got knocked out the ring. He went to get back in, and when he went to come in, Fury freaking punched him, dude, and knocked him down, and he couldn't get back up before the 10 count. So pretty much he got knocked out for that match, which I was like, okay. The only one I was really kind of disappointed with was with Brock Lesnar, Shane Velasquez. Yeah. I think it could have been better, and I think Shane Velasquez did do good. I think what happened is he just got caught up in the Kimura lock, and he had no choice. He had to tap. Right. So, I just thought it was cool that they were bringing two people from different sports into it, and
Right.
It's cool, dude. I like that interchanging thing. Like, remember back in the day when I used to talk about, man, I wish they'd put somebody like Brian Urlacher or somebody like that in wrestling. That would be cool. Or,
right.
Or what is it? John Laurinaitis. What's his son's name? He used to play for the Rams.
John Laurinaitis.
Is it?
Yes.
Is John Laurinaitis?
Yeah, he's John Laurinaitis.
So there's two John Laurinaitis?
Yes.
Okay, so, well, still, I think it would be cool to have him in there, too, because, I mean, his uncle was the animal, so.
Right. Let's see, what else did we have? Oh, wait, I think it was James Laurinaitis.
It was James.
James Laurinaitis.
Yeah, it wasn't John, it was James.
James. Sorry, James. Sorry, don't run me over when you see me.
Yeah, spear him. I don't care. I'll watch.
Well, I mean, I'll
record. I'll put it. I'll put it on YouTube. Come on now.
You've also been a heavy advocate to seeing Gronk move over.
Yes, Gronk would be
awesome.
awesome.
By the way, for people who don't know who Gronk is.
To tell you the truth, I'm not a Patriots fan whatsoever, but that man is entertaining.
Yeah.
No matter what he does, he's a party animal. He's a beast. He's, he's cool. Yeah. I like him.
Even though his career's short, that dude's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, there's talk he might come back, though.
We'll see.
So we'll see.
I don't know. I'm on the line with you. I'd rather see him stay out of football because after what I saw in his little interview about talking about CBD oil and how it's been helping him with his pain management and how football was no longer fun. He felt like his...
Yeah, man. If it's no longer fun and you're dealing with more than just... It's kind of like Andrew Luck retiring, It's like if you're not into it anymore and you're dealing with more than injuries than anything else, it's like... Whatever.
It's a mental toll, too.
Do what you got to do.
And you got to be mentally right for this game.
I was okay with Luck retiring.
Yeah.
To be honest. I was okay with that because, to me, Luck has proven himself in the league. Yeah. He's kind of like that Dan Marino that never could quite get that brass ring.
Unfortunately, I don't think he did enough to make it to the Hall of Fame, but
he's always going to be known as one of the better quarterbacks.
Yes, absolutely.
And I mean, you and I, we watched him all the way from the time he was in Stanford.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
And I went to an Oregon-Stanford game with my dad and my ex-wife.
But still, you got to see him play.
I got to see him play. He jumped Oregon up. He jumped on Oregon 21-0. Luckily for Oregon, we came back and won that game. But boy, was Harbaugh mad. That was when Harbaugh was still the coach. I never seen a coach so mad on my life. I was like... And that's why I can't coach football, because that's how mad I get.
Yeah, y'all should see him play video games. It's not.
Hey! We're not talking about my video game playing now. All right, is there anything else from the crown jewel that we need to talk about? I think we covered it all, haven't we?
I think we covered it all. I'm pretty sure.
All right, well, let's talk about what happened on SmackDown then. The following
night when. Old Brock Lesnar decided he was just going to say he's done with SmackDown and he's going to Raw to...
Hunt Rey
Mysterio, yeah.
Well, maybe this is Rey's last chance for a title run. Hopefully, maybe. Little hope.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, man. We just give one more run.
Give prayers up to, up to the heavens above. Maybe Eddie's looking down.
Right.
Give the man one more shot.
I mean, he's overcome some crazy odds before.
Yeah. So
I mean, he survived. He had the longest run as in the Royal Rumble at one point.
Dude, I watched that Royal Rumble. That was amazing, dude. Yep. I was like in awe. So
over an hour.
I remember because that was before I moved to Oregon, and it was one of the last pay-per-views I seen. Yeah. And it was actually up here at my dad's work here in Lake City. Yeah. And Big Rick, he actually let me watch it because he had his satellite hooked up, so we hooked up and watched, and it was cool. Yeah. I enjoyed it, man. It was awe-inspiring for real because Ray was like the first one in there, stayed the whole time.
Yeah, second one in, I think.
First or second, yeah.
I mean, still you have to part of the first two, so you're freaking in there fighting right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean that was what was cool about the whole IWA thing. Yeah. With Joseph Von Smith.
Yeah, because he was one of the first entrants.
I know I'm selling the dude, but for real, he's talented, dude.
Yeah, he's talented. I mean, when you're one of the first entrants in a Royal Rumble match, or even a Battle Royale, as that was called, to survive all the way through from the beginning to the end and win it, that's skill. Yeah. That's endurance, too, especially because he was part of the match right before the Rumble.
Yeah, so he wrestled 2 matches and went in. It was right before, so he went in there already winded. So
yeah, so he was already feeling the fatigue of the previous match, and now you got to freaking survive a Rumble?
You know what I loved about it? After it was all said and done, after the event was pretty much over, he comes over and he shakes my hand. He's a nice guy. Yeah. So.
And I mean, I was helping put up tables, and I happened to be walking by, and he's like, "Yeah, this guy," and he shook my hand. I'm like, "This guy, yeah."
Yeah, hopefully, Joseph Von Smith, you hear us? We want you on the podcast.
We do. We definitely do.
We want to interview you, man. That would be awesome.
All right, so what else did we have happening on SmackDown? Oh, that's right. NXT invaded SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, I think this had in part to with what was going on in Saudi Arabia, the whole drama fest with Vince McMahon, Saudi Arabia, and the holdout of their money, and something to that effect that Saudi owes Vince money, and
which I find interesting how we had this issue, and then I actually did see an article earlier today that they have expanded on their deal with Saudi Arabia. I'm like,
yeah, that's why I was wondering too. Is it something like smoke and mirrors? Because I read somewhere too that people are saying this, but it all really was just like plain problems.
Yeah.
So I really don't know, because there was a couple of WWE superstars like Rusev that was like tweeting about it and things like that. And so I don't know. I guess we'll find out more later. Being wrestling fans, we really don't know the insides of everything. So
this NXT invasion is setting up an interesting Survivor Series.
Definitely, yeah.
So we're not only going to have a Raw versus SmackDown, we're going to actually, I believe this is going to be the first ever triple threat Survivor Series match, where we're going to have Team SmackDown, Team Raw, and Team NXT.
Not the first time, bro.
It's not the first time. Oh, that's right. There was an ECW one.
Yeah,
that's right. I forgot about that. Okay, so this is the second ever. My bad. I forgot about the ECW Survivor Series.
And what about the WCW Survivor Series?
Dude, I never watched
it was WCW and ECW together against WWE.
Well,
so that was the very first.
That's not really a triple then, is it? Because ECW and WCW were a team.
Well, kind of, yeah. They were kind of an alliance type thing.
So, I mean, that's not technically a triple threat match, is it?
Yeah. But still, I mean, it's...
Okay, so I was wrong.
Interesting because ECW one. Kids these days, now they get to go, oh, that's so cool, because, you got WWE, NXT, you've got AEW, it's like history repeats itself, bro. That's what got me into wrestling was, not like I was always into wrestling when I was little, but like I didn't really get into it till about 97.
During the Monday Night Wars.
Monday Night Wars, bro. And my favorite was Sting.
Yeah.
And my very first event was right there in Jacksonville, Florida, for WCW Monday Night Nitro.
Nice.
And at the time, I believe that... what was it? Diamond Dallas Page was the champion. And I remember seeing a match with Juventud Guerrero and Rey Mysterio versus somebody. I don't remember. It's kind of blotchy,
Yeah.
I was only 11 years old, so...
Can't really blame you.
But, and not only that, but the very next morning I had to get up and go to school. That was quite entertaining. I was so tired the next day.
That's when you lived a couple hours away from Jacksonville, too, wasn't it?
That's when I lived here in Lake City.
Oh, you still lived in Lake City? I thought that was when you were down in Lakeland.
No. Well, Lakeland.
Didn't you live in Lakeland?
No, bro. I've never lived in Lakeland.
I thought you told me you lived in Lakeland. Oh, Chiefland.
Chiefland. Yeah, Chiefland. I've lived in Chiefland.
Chiefland. Sorry, wrong land.
Yeah, wrong land, bro.
Sorry.
Not Landome.
Anyways, I thought you lived.
But no, that's when I was going to 5 Points here in Lake City.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's
my bad.
what really got me into it too was, my aunt and uncle and my cousin and all my family out here like really into wrestling, and oh my god,
Right.
my Uncle Chet loves Macho Man. I swear if I can ever get him on video doing the Macho Man, that dude can do it like nobody I've ever heard before, okay? They got me into wrestling, like deep into it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like where pretty much that was what we couldn't wait to do, was come home, watch Monday Night Nitro, flip between the channels, see what was going on Raw, and then I remember I watched one of my very first pay-per-views with them was Bash of the Beach, when Hogan came in with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
Oh, when we finally got Hollywood?
Yeah, that was amazing, dude. And that was the coolest part, was meeting them guys this summer. It was
great.
I was like, dude, and to see where we've gone from there to now, it's amazing. It's been so much fun.
Absolutely, it's been fantastic. So, like we said, we had NXT invade SmackDown. Like you said, though, we believe part of it was from the fact that some wrestlers had plane issues and couldn't get back to the States.
Whatever issues they had going on.
Right,
there,
whatever was going on. So NXT started the invasion, and I believe actually tonight on Raw they also invaded Raw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to have to catch up on that. Sometimes I don't watch it like live. I'll go back and watch it,
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. We're doing this we started this podcast tonight during the show, and we don't have it on in the background.
Yeah.
So we'll take a look into that, and we'll update how we viewed that. So what were your thoughts a little bit on the invasion of NXT to SmackDown?
It was pretty cool, dude. Like, I enjoyed how, let's see here. They had Tommaso Ciampa versus The Miz, which was pretty cool. They had Matt Riddle and I forget his name. I know his last name's Lee. I don't remember his first name. But Matt Riddle and this other guy came out and beat up on Sami Zayn, which was pretty sweet.
Everybody beats up Sami Zayn. I think you and I can go on to WWE and beat up Sami Zayn with the way they're going right now.
Hey man, Sami Zayn's underrated. I think he's really good. But then there was a females match that went on between the Riot Squad and it wasn't the Riot Squad. It was Fear and Desire or whatever the hell they call it now.
All right.
And some women from NXT. But really, honestly, and I'm sorry, I'm not saying that I don't like NXT, but I haven't been following it, so I can't really tell you much about these people.
Right.
I mean, yes, they are innovative, they're cool, but honestly, I was watching NXT when it had Sami Zayn and Cesaro and then Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, and that's when I was watching. And then after they all came up, I was kind of like, okay,
all right,
I'm done. And AJ Styles too,
My only problem, it's not really a problem. My only fear is NXT was a development brainchild for being a development brand. Seeing what you got, giving.
Let's not forget where it came from too.
Yeah,
right here in Florida.
It did.
I remember. Well, I don't remember. I just watched just yesterday. And, the table for three on the WWE Network, where it had Cesaro, Kevin Owens, and Dean Ambrose, which is now Jon Moxley.
Right.
They were on there talking, and out of nowhere, they're talking about the FCW and how the independents work down here, and how at one point, Moxley says something about unless you're lucky and they're like the 15 people that get to see in Stark, Florida. And I was just like, oh my God.
All right.
Because what we just did, dude. And
all right.
I'm sorry, but there was more than 15 people there. So.
That was true. But anyway, so my only fear now is they seem to be taking the NXT as no longer being really a development, but now into a brand. And WWE has never really been able to hold 3 brands. They tried it, twice with ECW?
Yeah.
And now they're trying it again with NXT. I mean, I'm not sure what we're going to see different.
To be honest, like, for them to throw down the gauntlet and say that, NXT versus AEW. AEW isn't wanting NXT. NXT is small fried to them.
Yeah.
They want the whole shebang, dude.
Right.
So they want SmackDown, they want Raw, they want the ratings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guarantee, sooner or later, when things are going better for them, they will move nights.
Yeah.
How much you want to make a bet? They'll move to Monday night or they'll move to Friday night.
Right.
Depending on how the ratings go and what people see with it, is depending on which way they're going to go with it.
Right. Because, we understand why they chose Wednesday night. They chose Wednesday night because NXT was exclusively on the WWE network, so that's the only way you could watch it. So they picked it so that way they didn't have to try to fight right now WWE's
because they're trying to
premier
build
shows. Because they're like you said, they're trying to build.
Yeah.
But then WWE went, oh heck no, we're going to now move it off and put it onto regular cable television with the USA Network. And I'm just like, okay, what in the world are you trying to pull here?
I mean, I know it's innovative and it's cool, and I love the story of NXT.
I do too.
Trust me, I do. But you're trying to make this your third brand, okay? And what happens to all the people in the developmental area?
Right.
You're telling me you're just gonna throw these people on TV?
Right.
I don't think so. What you did was you built your brand, and now people from the independents kind of like now are going to have to, or kind of like before, are going to have to make their way and get their shot in their tryout.
Yeah.
And maybe they're trying to go back old school and change things up a little bit, but I really liked the way they were developing NXT. It was its own brand, but it was like I couldn't wait to see who was going to be called up.
Right.
Even Baron Corbin did.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like Baron Corbin, but I couldn't wait to see Baron Corbin get called up because I wanted to see him face big dudes.
All right.
He's in there beating little guys up all the time. I want to see him face somebody big.
Yeah.
Get him in there against the Big Show, somebody like that,
Yeah.
So,
and it was a great way for wrestlers to try out gimmicks.
Yeah.
If the gimmick didn't work at NXT, well, obviously it's not going to work up the top roster. So now you got to try to reinvent yourself, come back, and go, okay, let's try this way.
Yeah.
And if that works, then yay. This is where like Bayley really got her start with the hugger thing. The hugger movement started on NXT.
Yeah.
And it went really well. So they were like, okay, we can do this on the big roster because it's doing well here, and it's like surpassed everything. And of course now Bayley's changed into her heel character, but without NXT and a way to try this, we don't have the hugger movement at all. I don't think.
No, she killed it, bro.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of going to be interesting to see where she goes with her character. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to see Bayley go heel because I always said Bayley's never going to go heel. She's like the female version of John Cena. She's never going to go heel. It's just like we're never going to see John Cena heel, which I'm sad about because we got to see Hulk Hogan go heel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did see when Cena first came on, he was technically.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What?
Do you think maybe AEW might sign John Cena? He'll run the whole bad guy thing there.
I don't think so. I think he's way too loyal to WWE to do
That's
that.
true. Yeah.
And are you kidding me? If they even heard a sniff from AEW on John Cena, they will back 500 Brinks trucks up to John Cena and say, "I'll pay you a contract just so you don't go over there. You can continue doing movies."
Well, I don't know, man. Think about this. Randy Orton. He's been putting stuff out there on Twitter about...
You don't think WWE is not going to sit there and back up a Brinks truck to him?
Well, that might be why he's doing it.
It might be.
To see, what kind of money he can get for it.
Yeah,
so.
I bet you.
Because honestly, they haven't had... Because I remember watching the show I just watched, and they were talking about how really when you get to the WWE, there's no competition.
Yeah.
So your goal is to never, to always do better, always do something different.
Mm-hmm.
So your goal this year might be different next year.
Yep.
Because you have no competition. You can't say, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go, if you don't give me this, I'll go over here. Now they have that.
Yeah. Well, let's take a little side tour here. We're going to talk about wrestling's little redheaded stepchild.
Uh-oh.
Impact.
Oh. Yeah, do we really want to talk about Impact?
I want to talk about this one thing. So recently I saw someone asked Rob Van Dam, the great Rob Van Dam, and he's still great to me. I don't
RVD,
care.
Mr. Monday Night.
That's right.
Or whatever night he's wrestling.
That's right. Mr. Frog Splash off the top rope, baby. Boing. He was asked if he would ever consider the jump over to AEW. And Rob Van Dam tweets back that he would not do that because he viewed it as a downgrade from Impact. And I went, really? You can't even challenge the WWE. Your company can't. And you want to call AEW, who's going to take WWE almost head on. Not quite. They were a little...
But I mean,
the
difference between the companies too is the mindset.
Yeah,
you got somebody like Cody Rhodes who, his mind, he's been bred for the business. You know what I mean? Yeah. And not only that, but his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, that dude had one of the best minds in wrestling. Period.
That's right.
Why do you think NXT used him?
Right.
And he was their trainer, their head trainer, their head guy. Everybody would go to Dusty if they needed anything.
Yeah.
Imagine his sons picking his brains all the time.
For years.
Yeah.
Years and years and years of being able to pick one of the greatest wrestling minds.
And to have the money of Tony Khan backing all this.
Yeah. Chad Khan.
Wow. The Khan family. There you go.
Let's call it what it really is. Sorry, Tony.
But
Daddy owns the company. You're just the head guy.
Whoa, bro. Whoa. Still the boss. Still makes number one decisions. All that good stuff. Hey, man, if I ever get a chance to meet him, I'll shake his hand. Heck, maybe we're the next Chris Van Vliet. I wish. We'll see, though.
Chris Van Vliet?
Yeah. YouTube sensation, dude. Like, seriously, he's working for AEW now.
Oh. I was thinking
the dude that does interviews with a bunch of wrestlers all the time. I'm showing you videos all the time. You don't even realize.
No.
It's like, what is this?
I had a Fred Van Vliet moment. I thought you were talking about the Raptors point guard.
Wow, bro.
When you said Van Vliet, my bad. Woo. Anyways, I got a little basketball in the brain too. Apparently.
Wow.
Well, I mean the Lakers
Lakers are
5-1. We'll get to that later. Anyways, yes. I mean, definitely. But I'm just saying, let's call it what it really is.
Let's call it what it really is, considering all of Impact's main stars are now with the WWE.
Yeah, pretty much.
They do have some good stars there. Yes, I'll give them that. Mm-hmm. But anybody who was relevant in Impact, TNA, back in the day, is now pretty much with the WWE or elsewhere.
Yeah, or we're part of the WWE and now back with the WWE.
Yeah, so
after that. So, so that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, it's not really nice to sit there and say, oh, it's a downgrade. Well, it's not technically a downgrade when you're over here in your own little world and you got these two big raging bulls about ready to butt heads.
Yeah.
While you're just over here.
I think it's just hey, I want to say something because the attention's not over here type thing.
From what I can tell in the wrestling world, and I'm not as big into it as you are, and I'm gonna admit that big man's not. I follow it as best as I can, but from what I've seen in forums, chats, comments, everything I see, if you were to rate everything right now, it's WWE. It's now going to be AEW, whether you like it or not. And then your third one is actually going to be New Japan Wrestling before you get to Impact.
Yes, thank you. Oh, we have totally forgotten about New Japan. New Japan is innovative. They are the reason why, AEW is what it is now.
Yeah.
So we got to give props to New Japan, dude.
Absolutely. So I mean, and like I said, I say now it's AEW.
Dude, that's totally a good point. I didn't even think about that.
And I'm saying now it's probably going to be AEW, at least in the States for sure. Probably worldwide will still be WWE, then New Japan. But in the States, it's going to be AEW. And then New Japan.
Like, seriously,
I mean, you could probably...
I've watched New Japan, and I like New Japan. I mean, like, I'm the type of person that I will go out of my way if I hear something about somebody, or, like, I just really am interested in... And I see, like, people popping about this company or that company or whatever, this superstar or that superstar. I will go out of my way just to watch matches about them.
Yeah.
And read their backstories, things like that. I'm just that much into it. Like, this whole freaking event we did with, IWA.
Right.
I did my research.
Right.
I made sure that I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Honestly, it's awesome to get to know these superstars and
Absolutely.
get to know the future of the business. Because let's just get real. This is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's a competitive, thing between promotions or whatever. But honestly, let's get real.
Mm-hmm.
The promotions have nothing to do with these superstars.
Right.
They're there to promote these superstars.
Yeah.
So whatever goes on between the promotions, that's whatever.
That's whatever.
But I say the superstars is where it's at.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's cool to see people like Eliza Hayes, and Amber Cato, and and you see like Cha-Cha Charlie, dude.
Yeah.
And David Mercury. I mean, he's a mainstay in wrestling. He's been with FCW, all that, bro.
Right.
I mean, he's been around for a while, and he's damn good.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
the information you got from me on his title history, let alone let you know he's been good.
yeah,
He had a long title.
That's why some of these guys you look at and you go, why haven't they been called up?
Yeah.
They're that damn good.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter the size of the crowd. It really doesn't.
Nope.
If you love wrestling, you love this business, you will put on a show for 10 people, 50 people, or 50,000 people. It don't matter.
Right.
So, let's just all say we love wrestling and call it good.
Absolutely.
That's what it's about.
And nothing breeds better sports than competition.
Exactly.
Whether it be sports or sports entertainment.
Exactly.
Competition breeds the best out of everything.
Exactly.
So, I think when it comes down to it, WWE is going to have to realize at some point they're going to have to step their game up.
Well, I think they've somewhat already seen this, and the matches between Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt have been a little bit more on the edgier side. So, I'm excited. This is a good time to be a wrestling fan because, I mean,
absolutely.
We for the longest time I was, everybody, why you still watch wrestling? It's so boring. It's like, you guys don't understand where my heart is with this thing, man. It's like,
it keeps you connected to your family. It keeps you feeling like a kid, all excited and everything.
Yeah.
It's the same way I am with sport. My I wouldn't say normal sports. It's kind of weird to say it that way.
But yeah, football, basketball, baseball.
For me, yeah. How much it keeps me connected with my dad and all that. So I understand.
Yeah, so
it's just wrestling was that way for you with your family? And
well, me too. I think it was more or less that, you could create this character.
Yeah.
You could become anybody.
Yeah.
When you step through that curtain, you could be, the biggest asshole on this earth.
Right.
And then, like, go home and be cool and just, you know what I mean? I think that's where it's cool is heels.
Yeah.
To see heels and how they can make people hate them so well. One of the best heels that I can ever say, Eddie Guerrero, dude.
Yeah. Eddie
Guerrero could either make you love him or he could make you hate him beyond belief.
Right.
So, it was an honor to meet his wife this summer, man.
It was. It was great.
I didn't mean to almost make her cry, but the point was I wanted to let her know that he was one of my favorites,
Eddie was great.
And I'm not just saying that. Like, literally, my Uncle Corey, which is my dad's brother, hey, he was my Uncle Eddie.
Yeah.
That was his favorite wrestler, too. And anytime Eddie Guerrero was on, he'd just be watching constantly.
Yep.
And he'd just be talking smack just like Eddie all the time, dude. I was just like, oh, my God. And just getting to watch his career and then watch him pass, and it sucked. I remember watching that night. I was so sad. I cried. I'll say it. I cried.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see what Vicky went and she did with the company afterwards. And the cool part of the WWE family bringing her in and giving her room to, grow as a character and just, excuse me.
Right.
I mean, she was awesome, dude.
Well, and not only that, but, I mean, technically taking care of one of their own. I mean, even though she wasn't really part of the show when Eddie was wrestling.
But she was everything behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And that's what some people don't understand.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that wrestler getting in that ring and kicking ass every night.
Right.
It's the people that push him. It's the support you have from your friends and your family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's seriously.
Yeah.
It's the connections you have. And WWE, Vince McMahon, all them, they must have known that Eddie Guerrero wouldn't have been Eddie Guerrero without Vicky by his side.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. So, before we get too more emotional, let's go over onto AEW.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get to AEW.
AEW.
Let's get a little bit of the bubbly.
Let's get a little emotional over here, guys.
Cooper.
My bad. Let's do this.
All right.
AEW.
All right, we got Full Gear coming up, the pay-per-view, where we're going to have Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, versus Chris Jericho for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes, this is going to be quite the match, dude. And here recently, it's gotten a little personal. They went out to do their contract signing, and I guess the inner circle was backstage or outside backstage next to Cody Rhodes' limo where Dustin Rhodes was at, and they beat up Dustin Rhodes. So it's kind of made it a little bit more personal. And a couple weeks before that, Diamond Dallas Page comes out. They all try and beat him up. It's been the build-up. I cannot wait to see what happens with this match.
Yeah. My fear, though, is the build-up. Is the match going to live up to the hype?
Right?
So let's hope it does. But AEW, with all of its build-up has almost always lived up to the hype.
Yeah, which
is what I've loved.
I haven't had a match that really has disappointed me yet, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really hard to find one.
That's just truth. And what I like about it is like it was like one of the wrestling fans said to you and I at the IWA. He said he liked AEW better because it's wrestling.
Yeah.
They actually wrestle.
Yeah.
It's not just
stories.
Stories. So,
I mean, stories help it a little bit move along.
Yeah,
a bit,
you need storyline, but also it should be more about what happens inside that ring.
Right.
So, and
and we're seeing a little bit of a storyline develop because we have the Jericho Road build up.
Yeah,
so, especially when you have something that's far out.
But I like the way they kind of left it alone for a while.
Yeah.
And then when it got closer to the pay-per-view, that's when they built it.
Yeah.
That's when you need to build it.
Right. Not
talk about it for 2 months straight and keep doing match after match with the same guys.
Right, absolutely.
I hope after this match, whoever wins goes on and faces somebody else.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
These rivalries that go on for months on at a time anymore, it gets boring.
I mean, I wouldn't be too disappointed if we got a Cody Jericho 2 if Cody wins the title and Jericho gets a rematch opportunity. But if then we have Jericho lose again, let's end it. Let's not drag this out for another freaking two to 4 months.
You know what's crazy, dude, is AEW and WWE are going to be in Jacksonville. I believe WWE is going to be in Jacksonville in December, on December 7th.
Right.
And then I believe AEW is going to be in Jacksonville in January. Don't remember the date.
Yeah, that was going to. I think they were going to be on there on the first or the second.
Oh yeah, the first. It was because it was a
Wednesday.
New Year's thing.
Yeah, and it's Wednesday night.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I wish we could go to at least one of them, but I saw that AEW their prices are a little more. I was kind of like, what? It kind of disappointed me because I'd rather go see them. And it's nothing against WWE. I've never been to a WWE event either, but when it's something new and innovative, you kind of want to go check that out.
Right.
Let me go see this. I've been watching WWE on TV for years. Let me go see this.
All right. I would love to go see SmackDown only because Roman Reigns is on there now.
Definitely, yeah.
I love Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
Roman's
definitely.
a great wrestler.
Roman is one of my favorites.
And it kind of hit home when he, announced that he was back in remission with leukemia, which hit me home because losing mom to cancer is like, oh, please don't do this to me. I don't need to lose a wrestler over this.
Yeah, that was
especially one that I like.
That was hard, but I like how he's bounced back from it, and he's working his way back from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, because the WWE could have easily put him right back in the title mix.
Oh yeah, and
they didn't.
It would have made sense to do that, but at the same time, give the man time to relax, give the man time to, regain strength, that type thing,
right.
And I think that the things he's done as far as charity work goes, and everything I've seen with WWE, and they talk, he's their front man for it now, which is awesome. And I understand him trying to keep it quiet because you don't want nobody to feel bad for you.
All right.
Trust me, I know how that feels every day.
Absolutely.
Somebody either feels bad for me, they don't understand, or like, oh, it's like, shut up. What would you do if he was in my shoes? Would you
just crawl in a hole and die?
Yeah, or try and live your life and just be the best person that you can be.
Absolutely.
And if I could hide it, I would.
Right, but
because I really hate that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
we just gotta get you more drunk.
We gotta get the bubbly.
You gotta give him a little bit more of the bubbly, and we'll use that to circle right back to the AEW. A little bit of the bubbly.
But then also, did you hear about the match with Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega?
Dude, this rivalry is getting insane.
It's gonna be an unsanctioned match.
Man.
And dude, Mox was mad. He went all the way back to Tony Khan's office.
Mm-hmm.
And the door, you didn't see nothing, but you could hear Mox in there just running his mouth. And pretty much, you're gonna hold me back, kind of like some other people did.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So. Yeah,
Moxley was insane as Dean Ambrose in WWE, but he's taken it to a whole nother level.
Well, did you see who he was before he went to WWE? I was excited, dude, because I thought he was going to be like the next Mick Foley. And they toned him down so much that it broke the man's pride.
Someone forgot it's PG rated, that's why.
Right? So
he can't really do that much craziness. He got a little crazy with some of the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Because on the pay-per-views you can kind of do when it's on your own network.
Yeah, I think they should. That's the only thing I don't like, and I think they should do is pay-per-views. Let it go all out. Like let them chant, asshole.
Right.
Let them, quit trying to cut out the crowd. Quit trying to cut out cuss words.
Right.
One of my favorite matches was when Triple H and Ric Flair had their match.
Uh-huh.
And what was it? Triple H put Ric Flair in the figure 4, and Ric Flair flipped him off.
Yeah.
And said,
right, loud enough for everyone you got here.
You, where everyone could see it, and I'm like, I was like, that's so awesome.
Well, I mean, we got a little bit of that when the Brock Lesnar and Undertaker were going at it for a while. When Undertaker put him in the triangle chokehold, and during the pay-per-view, I believe SummerSlam? And because he had just beaten him at WrestleMania, and so then Undertaker came back to take him on at SummerSlam and put him in the triangle chokehold. And instead of tapping out, which Brock Lesnar refused to do, passes out, but before he passes out, he's flipping off the Undertaker. So we got a little bit of that.
A little bit of everything, but I mean, I don't know. I like the more gritty side of wrestling.
Then that's what I think a lot of people are excited about with AEW.
Yeah.
Because they're letting them letting them go.
They're letting them be a wrestler.
They're kind of like, okay, Mustang, we're going to take off that bridle and you go. But when you're done, we're going to rein you back in a little bit.
Yeah.
But for right now, go play.
Yeah, go play. So.
And, that's what makes it, I think, that's where it's going to challenge. Where we're seeing now a little bit, WWE is kind of changing from PG. They're going to still be a little bit PG, but they're trying to be a little bit more edgier. I just don't know if we're going to get full-fledged edgier, which I'm telling you, I think is going to eventually be in the favor of AEW.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So, we got 2 great matches. What else do we got? We got coming up, actually, we got Adam Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara this Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah. Let's not to mention, though, too, that Hangman Page is going against Pac at Full Gear. So, yeah. I mean... That's
been coming a pretty good rivalry.
Yeah, it has, dude. And Pac... And WWE, they kind of missed on him, too, because...
They absolutely did.
Neville's always been good, dude.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is if people don't know, Pac was Neville in WWE, and they messed that up. Because I watched him, too, and I was like, this Neville guy's pretty good.
He could have been...
But why don't they do anything with him?
I know, they put him as a cruiserweight, and that really irritated me. Like, yeah. I thought he could have been... Like, it was like... When Bo Dallas was down in NXT and they pushed him and gave him this, made him a badass.
Right.
Kind of like they did with Neville. And then when they came up to the main roster, it was kind of like... Yeah. They fell on the wayside. It kind of sucked.
Yeah.
So...
Absolutely. And again, that's character development.
Yeah.
Which a lot of the guys who are now in AEW really... that's one of their biggest beefs with WWE. Is their character development. Moxley was upset with his character development. Cody had a lot of good reasons to be upset with his character development.
Yeah.
I mean, my God.
Yeah.
I don't really... I'm still a little confused about his Drago look.
Yeah.
Ivan Drago. His blonde hair is
Well, I mean, I think he's trying to go with the, his dad was the American dream. He's the American nightmare. He's still trying to go with that family look. They're all blondes, you know what I mean? That type of thing. And I think that they underutilized him in WWE and they made him a mid-card star.
Yeah.
And I think he's way better than that. So.
Absolutely. I mean, they had a little bit of a good run there when they were the Legacy with Ted DiBiase Jr. and Randy Orton. That was pretty good. Yeah. But outside of that, his run was...
I thought Legacy was going to be better than Evolution, and then somehow the storyline fell off, and
then of course
they
then
split up. And
Randy Orton just turns on him.
Yeah,
and it's like, my God. Well, and that kind of fell in line with kind of Orton's character. Anyways, he kind of when he feels he's in this character, I'm not sure if that's really how Randy Orton is, but his character always seems when he's finally felt that you've served your purpose for him, he'll put you down.
Oh, yeah.
So, which is what he did with Evolution. And, well, actually, that kind of brought him out of that with Evolution because that's kind of how Triple H was.
Yeah, with him.
Because, he took my title.
When he won the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Triple H he took my title.
I remember that Monday night when he came out with Evolution and Batista had him up on his shoulders and everybody's doing thumbs up and all of a sudden Batista goes, boop.
You mean Triple H?
Down.
Triple H.
They all went thumbs down.
Well, Triple H did it first. He's all looking at him like this and then he goes.
Yeah, and then
Batista's like this and then he's all like, and Orton's sitting there like, oh no.
Yeah.
Flips him and boom, powerbomb.
I thought it was cool because he was like the youngest WWE champion ever.
Yeah.
And me being only, I think I was 18 or 19 at the time, I thought it was amazing. I was like, this
knowing
is so
something,
cool, dude.
knowing a champion was only like 3 years older than you.
Yeah,
At the time,
it was awesome.
God, that's weird to say, isn't it?
Right,
Only 3 years older than us.
And now you think about, we watch football, baseball, basketball, all that, and look at Sean McVay, dude.
I don't want to talk about Sean
Come
McVay.
on, let's not.
I love the coach.
Let's talk about
I love
Sean
the coach because
McVay.
he's on my team. But I cannot sit there and take the fact that he's my age and he's freaking the NFL's youngest head coach. I can't take it. It's not fair. Dang it.
Yeah, he's our age, bro.
Don't remind me. Anyways, let's get back to AEW, shall we? Let's get back into wrestling. So, I mean, we got some good matches this Wednesday on Wednesday Night Dynamite. We're getting ready for Full Gear. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait to see what goes on, man. I just wish, we could watch the pay-per-view. Like, we don't have the moolah.
No, we don't have enough money to drop $50 on Bleacher. I miss it when you were doing it for free on Bleacher Report, man.
Right? Every now and then, hook us up.
Come on, man. Hook some bros up. Anyways, bro, let's get to the shock of the year.
Uh-oh. The shock of the year.
Yes, the shock.
Are we going to shock the system here?
I don't know. I mean, everybody already knows what happened if they're, unless you're living under a rock.
Yeah, right.
But this is a shock of the year. The World Series ended in 7 games, and the home team didn't win one flipping game.
So wait a minute. You're telling me that every game one was on the road?
Every game. The road team won every game. All 7 games.
And that's the first time in history that's happened, dude. That's crazy.
It was the first time in history that the road team had won 6 straight.
Right.
To let alone, not only that, every World Series, and there's been over 100 World Series, every World Series, the winning team had won at least one home game. So
That's
the first
just
time
crazy.
ever in MLB history, the World Series was won by the road team. Completely. Every game. And that team ended up being the Washington Nationals.
The Washington Nationals against the Astros. Come on now.
Who was considered by everybody the best team in baseball.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, well, the Dodgers are really good in the NL. Well, we saw what happened there. Win the most games in the NL. We can't even beat the Nationals. But that's 3 straight years we lost to the eventual champions.
Hey, you got that going for you, bro.
We had something going for us. We can't do anything else, it seems like.
Yeah, we won't talk about the year before. That was just cause problems. But anyways.
Yeah, dull. Anyways.
Boston.
Shut up.
Boston.
Hey, at least my team made the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the hell happened to my team. They just kind of fell off.
Your pitching staff
The
went.
pitching staff went.
Yeah, it was great because your team was talked about. Great pitching staff. You had Chris Sale. David Price pitched out of his mind in the playoffs, and you just went off a cliff.
Like who?
Who are these? Who are these people? So, man, I mean, this was insane World Series.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was definitely crazy.
I just am like, okay, I'm waiting. I'm just sitting here like, okay, the Astros are going to win this thing, right? Okay, so the Nationals win game 1. Okay. You can't win them all. Somebody's got to win sometime. And then they win game 2, and I'm like, you're going home for 3 straight games up 2-0 against the Astros?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, I'm kind of liking the Nationals' chances
I
here.
remember you telling me that, and I was like, huh?
I think you thought I was lying to you. You're like, no. And I'm like, I pull up ESPN. Yes. And you're like,
No.
So I'm like, Nationals probably win this series, man.
Yeah.
You get 2 out of 3 at home. Come on, you can do that. And Astros were like, no. We're the better team. 3 straight in Washington. DC hadn't hosted a World Series game since I think 1933.
That's crazy, dude.
What is that? Not a World Series game. And you can't even show up for one of them and beat the Astros for one. just win one at home.
You can say what you want, but they won the whole damn show. So.
I mean, yeah, but it's still. Come on, you got to win one at home for your fans.
I know. I was thinking about that. Like, do you think any of them fans thought, man, I wish I would have bought away tickets?
Right? I wish I was going to Houston.
So.
Jeez. So then they go back. So then you're like, okay, well, now it's 3-2 Astros. Astros should easily win one of these two games at home. Nope. It wasn't easy at all. In fact, they lost both. So there you are, Washington Nationals as your World Series champions.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude.
I don't think I would ever. I didn't think I'd ever utter those words this
I
soon.
mean, I don't know if I would say it's awesome, but it's just
It's different.
it's like the underdog. You know what I mean? It's
Very
like,
underdog.
And you know how I am about underdogs. I
Yeah.
like underdogs. So.
This is why he's a Red Sox fan, because otherwise he'd be a Yankees fan if he favored favorites. Shh. Just saying. Anyways, I mean, and I'm not saying I would never have uttered that sentence. I'm just saying I didn't think I'd utter it this early because, you know, they moved from Montreal. They had some good years, and it just seems like they were never really going to get over the hump. And I'm like, well, maybe there's time to look at, you know, restructuring the team, maybe rebuilding it up again. And nope. All they did was just like, hey, Bryce Harper, you can go to Philly on your big contract. We're going to spend all that money you just took in Philly. We're going to spread it around our team, get some decent players. Unfortunately, they dealt with some health issues early on, which is why everyone's like, oh, God, they need Bryce Harper because they can't do anything. Like, well, they also are kind of lacking in health right now. As soon as everybody got healthy, they started clicking. They had one of the best records in baseball after that, and they proved it. They proved they were a great team that just got the injury bug early, got over it, though, boom, marched through the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, they took down the freaking Cardinals in 4 games. I mean, before the Astros, we actually were the ones that gave them a challenge at like the last month and a half of the freaking season in the series, in the division series, because they freaking steamrolled. Who was it? We played Atlanta. Who did they steamroll? They steamrolled somebody in the play-in game. I mean, it was just a play-in game. They just steamrolled that team.
Yeah.
And then we played them. You know, we went to Game 5. You know, best of 5 series, and unfortunately, they got the better of us. And then they went and steamrolled the Cardinals. I'm like, my God, who are you?
Just the story ending of it all,
right?
I mean, do you think maybe one day there's gonna be like a movie after this crap or something?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we wouldn't see a 30 for 30 like we did with the 04 Red Sox.
Yes, I love that one.
Yeah, I love that 30 for 32. Fever Pitch 2 coming to you from Washington, D.C.
Right?
We're like, so that's how it happened. Because that's what it seems to take nowadays. Dodgers, Fever Pitch 2. That's how you're going to win the World Series. Just ask the Red Sox. Dang it. I can play the guy. I'm a huge Dodger fan. And it'd be even better because it's the fat guy who gets the girl.
Dude. Shia LaBeouf is a big Dodgers fan too. Maybe he can play the part.
Man, screw him. I'm the ultimate underdog. I'm the big man. And there's a reason why I'm the big man. And the big man getting the girl, that's just love right there. That's just perfect.
That's a movie right there, bro.
Let's do it. Let's patent it. Of course, there is a movie that I wish I was actually a little bit smaller for. Because I know I can look young enough to do it.
Oh, no, here we go.
Bert Kreischer,
Yeah.
the machine.
The machine.
I know I can play Bert Kreischer. I mean, Kreischer, man. Bert, if you actually hear this, I want to play you in the machine. I know I can do it.
The machine.
I know I'm a little bit bigger and make it funnier. I mean, come on, look at Chris Farley. Hello. I mean, I'm not as crazy as Chris Farley. I'm not mean about it. I mean, his comedy was crazy. I'm not saying he was crazy. Because actually, from what I've heard, he was one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. So, I'm not saying Farley was crazy. Anyways, we got on a big tangent. My bad.
Hey, man, it's fun.
It is.
It is what it is, bro.
So, that World Series was insane and nuts.
Yeah, it was, man.
I think that's going to be our new slogans. Insane and nuts.
Insane.
Nuts. Thank you, Insane House Party, for that.
Yes,
Insane Wrestling Alliance.
It was insane.
It was nuts. All right. Let's move on to another sport that we love to talk about. One of the fastest paced games to play across the world, the National Basketball Association.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, man. We started off the season a little rough. The Lakers did. We lost to the Clippers.
Yeah.
I was sad.
I think we both were, dude. We're both pretty big Lakers fans.
Yeah, I was sad. You were sad. And they did it without freaking Paul George, which made me really worried because if they had Paul George, we probably would have been crushed that night.
Yeah.
But since then, we're undefeated, baby. 5-0.
Right?
We are on our tear right now, and Anthony Davis is looking like he might be our new league MVP.
Yeah, he's taking over, dude.
It's been great, man. LeBron's taking the back seat a little bit. Oh, I'm kind of waiting for, how long is LeBron really going to take the back seat to Anthony Davis, though?
Right.
Before he goes, oh, wait, I'm LeBron James. Mine.
Yep.
Because LeBron, I know you should.
What's good about it is, think about it, man. You have two great players on that team.
Uh-huh.
They can just go off at any minute, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think that's the only reason why they lost that game with the Clippers was the fact that they didn't get enough game time.
Right.
If they would have got enough game time, they would have went off.
Man, you were complaining that whole game.
I was like, why are they
sitting them both for so long?
I couldn't stand it, dude. I was so pissed.
I never seen him get mad at a game before until then. I mean, he gets irritated a little bit. Well, especially when you hear him when he's watching the Steelers. Don't even get me started with the Steelers. He gets really mad. But, I mean, for basketball, I've never seen this guy get frustrated with basketball because he's always like, hey, man, this is cool. Always back and forth, running up and down the court. Seems like everybody's scoring at will. And he's like, where the hell is LeBron James and Anthony Davis? And he's still on the bench. What? What are you talking about? I'm like, dude.
Like, I knew they
Bring
were
it down
on
a
the
notch.
bench, dude, but I was irritated, dude. Like, because even me not being, like, the biggest basketball fan out there,
Right.
you know that if they're dropping it, like, them two guys could drop down 30 points each.
Yeah.
And win the damn game.
Yeah. And Anthony Davis made history one night earlier this year, dropping 40 points, grabbing 20 boards in 31 minutes time. Fastest time to a 40-20 game ever.
That's some 2K status right there.
It is, especially when you consider all the great big men that there have been in the NBA since 1951.
Yeah, aren't they, you know...
Russell.
What?
Bill Russell.
Yeah, they're comparing him to
Shaq.
some other people's.
You got Shaq, you got Will, you got Kareem, and you're like, Anthony Davis was the fastest? What is this? I mean, there's been some talented big man throughout the years, and to think that it was Anthony Davis.
And Anthony Davis, he's not as big as they are. Either,
No, he's 6. Well, Russell was 6'9", but it was tall for the 60s.
Yeah.
So that was his thing. He was still tall for the 60s. When, the average player, I think, was about 6'2", I believe, if I remember correctly on my stat line there, on the evolution of the height of basketball players throughout history. I believe it was about average was 6'2" for that time. So he's 6'9", so he's pretty much the tallest guy on the court, usually when he stepped on the court.
Yeah.
So you can understand Russell with that. So he was actually technically shorter by an inch, but comparatively to Will, Kareem, Shaq, based off not only height but width and build, yes, he's technically been the smallest guy.
Yeah.
So, because, really the only comparison is 1 inch shorter Russell.
Yeah.
Because Russell had the long arm, wingspan, but he was 6'9", so you got to have that, and about roughly the same build. Both were not, they're not thick.
Yeah.
But, muscular, of course, but not like, hey,
So to see him do that,
it's astonishing.
It's like, what the, like,
Right.
I hope they don't try and, get him from roids or something. So, go take a piss test.
Hey, man, you just dropped 40 and 20 in 31 minutes. What are you going to do next? I'm going to take the random drug test that I just got from the NBA.
Pretty much, dude.
Oh, man, that's been great. There's been a few of those throughout the sports world this past year where somebody's like, hey, man, you had a really great game. Guess what? The league says I need to take a drug test randomly. And you're like, really?
Really? Yeah.
I think a hitter had like a 4 for 5 night, 3 homers, and his other hit was a double, and he hadn't done that in like 3 years. So they're like, "Hey, you need to take a roid test." He's like, "I need to take a roids test." Okay then. Blasted them on Twitter for it though.
Hey, man. Sometimes you're just on.
Yeah. Miami's been off to a pretty good start. They're actually also only a 1-loss team, I believe, still. I can't remember if they lost their last game or not. I'll have to double check that.
Which is surprising, though, considering the, the kind of lackluster, years they've been having. And and kind of what you and I both predicted with them was it was going to be like, okay, whatever.
Well, what's great is they were doing this run for a few games without Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And now they're getting Butler.
Yeah.
And doing this. So watch out for the Heat, man. Maybe, hopefully the chemistry stays good and we might have some fun down in Dade County.
Might have to make a trip down there.
Absolutely, man.
That'll be fun.
The Magic haven't been too bad. They've been kind of about where we're thinking they were going to be. I believe they're around 500. But they've been competitive, which is always great. You got to be competitive. And Atlanta hasn't been too bad either. They've been in their games. I think they're under 500 right now. But, I mean, they're competitive, which is what you want to see. I've always said, I don't care if my team actually lost every game. As long as you're competitive for most of them. Just be competitive. I mean, I care, of course, but
I was about to say,
I'll care.
You would kill somebody if they lost every game.
I mean, my team almost did that one year, the Rams, but they weren't competitive. I mean, I would just like to see, if you're not going to be, in the playoffs, at least look competitive in most of your games. You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, make it look like you're trying. I mean, even the Dolphins, who've only won one game, I mean, there have been some blowouts, yes, but they're trying.
They're trying, yeah. They're trying to put it together.
They're not going to, but I think they just kind of killed their first overall pick chances because you still got Cincinnati, who hasn't won a game yet. And I don't think will. Because even they benched Andy Dalton.
Well, luckily for them, they've got a couple good quarterbacks coming out to the draft. So
yeah, and one of them is from Oregon.
Yes.
And had a really good game on Saturday.
Yes,
against
he did.
The Trojans in the Coliseum. Yes, he did throw a pick. He kind of misread his receiver, who sat down on an in route, and he was trying to lead him. It happens. Even Tom Brady's done that crap once in a while.
Yep.
I mean, the point of the matter is try to limit.
Whoa.
What?
Do not compare him to Tom Brady.
I'm just saying. Even Tom Brady's made a mistake where, hey, I thought my receiver was going to continue, but he sat down.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, even the great ones will do that. The point I'm trying to make is, if you want to be great, you limit that.
And not only that, but you can't really blame him for that. So.
Yeah. Well, you kind of can, because you're supposed to read your defense a little bit better like your receiver did.
Yeah.
Your receiver sat down because they blitzed from his side, so he sat down where they weren't anymore, and you're like, no, I wanted you to keep going. Crap. I was supposed to just throw it here, but I thought you were going to.
So what was that score? Because it was pretty big, wasn't it?
56-24.
Yeah, that's what's up, dude.
Oh, and I love this. So I was watching. I don't even care if he wants to yell at me. He can yell at me. I don't care. I was watching the Colin Cowherd show on Wednesday. Joel Klatt, who is a commentator for Fox Sports, he was at the Ducks game, by the way, doing the commentary with Gus Johnson. He tells Joel Klatt that his upset pick was going to be SC over Oregon. I'm like, okay. And then he turns around and tells Klatt the reasoning for it is because he doesn't trust his Oregon's defense. And I went, you're not trusting Oregon's defense, who has been a top 5 defense, not just in the Pac-12, mind you, because they lead the Pac-12. They've been a top 5 defensively, nationally, since the opening day loss to Auburn.
Yeah.
Nationally, they've been sniffing around the top 5. And you want to tell me, oh, well, then what are you going to tell me, Collins, that because of their competition? Whoop-de-doo. That's like also saying the Patriots have the number one defense in the NFL. And guess what? When they finally faced a good offense, guess what happened? They lost.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the difference between the Pac-12 and SEC and all that stuff is just like the way people look at it.
Yeah.
Like, they're not looking at the record. They're looking at, ooh, this is my favorite team, or this is my favorite, conference. So
Yeah.
this is who's going to go to the freaking, the championship this year.
Right.
It's like, it's not, they don't give them a fair shake with it at all.
And I mean, and really, we'd be in the national championship discussion if we had beaten we beat Auburn. By the way, I don't care what anyone says.
I
That
agree.
quarterback's knee was down on fourth down.
I agree with that.
It was
Completely.
down. He was short. He is short, but
we both watched that, and I think I called it first.
yeah.
It's like, his knee's down. What the hell?
I'm like, I was looking at it, and you're like, his knee's down. I'm like, wait a minute. I think you're right. I think his knee was, because I was like, oh god, of course they gave it up. And you're like, wait, I think his knee was down first. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh wait, you were right. His knee's down, and they slide over the yard of gain for a first down. I'm like, no. That dude cannot slide and get the first down when his knee's down. No.
Yeah.
And they let it go, and
And
they
they
didn't
just
review
kept
it,
going.
and he
I'm
just
like,
kept going
what?
and got the game-winning touchdown. So I was like, oh my god. I mean, I hate referees.
Yeah, they blow it.
Don't get
sometimes.
me started on it. But since then, we're undefeated since that loss. We're number 7 in the nation. And I keep hoping to God somehow Utah keeps winning. Because that's our only hope right now, is Utah. Because, actually, surprisingly, we have a 500 team coming up on our schedule that's 500 right now. And might be above 500 when we play them.
Which will help the record and all that.
Which will help boost the
rankings and whatnot.
You want to know who it is?
Who?
You're not going to believe who it is. Oregon State.
No way.
Oregon State's number 2 in the division behind us.
I ain't been paying attention to nothing this year, dude. I'm
They
sorry.
are-
I've been so consumed with all the wrestling stuff lately that I'm just like,
They're 4-4 right now and beat Arizona.
that's crazy, dude.
I'm like, what in the world is happening in Oregon State that I don't know about? So, if we can keep Oregon State winning, hopefully they don't play Utah. I don't think they do.
You don't think they're using a little bit of that special oils?
Well, I mean, our team's probably using specialists too. It's hippie country up in Eugene, bro.
Yeah.
I've been to Eugene. It's hippie country.
Yes, we've both been there.
Hippie capital of the world. Next to San Francisco. Anyways, so that will be helpful. So if we can keep Utah winning, keep Oregon State winning, that will help. I mean, Oregon State's obviously not going to get in the top 25 with 4 losses as of right now. But at least looks good that they're not like 2 and whatever when we face them. So here's hoping
Yeah.
that we'll not be facing a 2-9 team when we face. Well, we're not because they've already won 4 games. They won, which is funny because they said with that win, that's the Beavers have won more this year than their last 2 seasons combined when they won 3.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what goes on with the college football playoffs for sure.
And I'm sorry, Gators fans. I'm sorry for your loss. I really am. You lost to Georgia Saturday.
Wah, wah, wah.
But I'm thankful for that for this reason. Because for the love of God, whoever wins between LSU and Alabama and faces Georgia in the SEC championship, I'm going to be rooting for that undefeated team to beat Georgia. Sorry, Georgia fans, because I know we cover you too. But I would have an easier time rooting against Georgia than I would because I'm trying to get Oregon because I love Oregon. I want Oregon in so bad. So, yeah, there it is. I just homered.
Dude, we're supposed to be like unbiased commentators here.
I love how he says that, and yet our logo, as you can see, is green and yellow, which just matches the Ducks' colors. It's not like a mixed color of all the sports we cover. No, it's green and yellow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course. I believe you had a hand in helping me create that logo.
Yes, I did.
So there you go. I'm like, how about this color scheme? That looks great. This looks
I
like
love
Roman
it.
colors. Huh, imagine that. Anyways, so the Rams started out 3-0, lost 3 straight, won 2 straight, and we got Jalen Ramsey. We got Jalen Ramsey. I don't know how we pulled that off.
Yeah, man.
Woo!
He wasn't happy in Jacksonville, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jags fans. I can't believe, because it sure seemed like you guys were not trading him. You were adamant. Chad Cohn was like, we're not trading you. And he's like, I want to be traded. We're not trading you. I want to be traded. We're not trading you. And it happened.
It went like that for days, too. I was like, is this going to happen, or is this,
And I'm sitting there like, boy, I would really like it if my team could trade for Jalen Ramsey. It's not going to happen. But, I'd like it to happen. And then I get off work, go to my car, look at my phone, and it's Jalen Ramsey traded to the Los Angeles Rams. And I went, what?
I bet you shit yourself.
I was like, are you flipping kidding me? I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's real. It's real.
There's a football god. Oh!
What is this greatness that I had bestowed upon me, man? I mean, we did trade away Marcus Peters, which kind of sucked. But Marcus wasn't really doing what he needed to do, what we brought him in for.
Do what you gotta do, man.
And then I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to this. Aqib Talib and Jalen Ramsey, baby. As soon as we get Talib back, this is going to be a great duo. And then we traded Talib at the deadline. I went, so basically they're going to throw to the opposite side of the football field from Ramsey then and probably destroy us. I'm like, crap. I'm like, well, as long as Ramsey, I guess, just takes away the number one option, we're just going to hope to God someone can stop the other guys. And then I looked at it and they're like, Troy Hill is probably still going to be the starter opposite Jalen Ramsey. And I went, okay, I have a problem with this. One, I love Troy Hill because he's a Duck. I love you for that, man. I don't like that you're 5'10" on the outside. I'm just like, why? Because he's going to take the number one guy, but if someone else has a guy who's also taller than you, you're going to have a difficult time, buddy. So unless you gain some hops this bye week, I pray for you. I really do, because this is going to be hard. Nicole Roby still will man the slot, which is great because even though that guy's undersized too, he's got a mean streak, and I like it. And
Gotta have one of those in football, bro.
well, yeah, but his mean streak is funny because he kind of just irritates guys. It's just kind of fun.
Oh, so he likes to run his mouth a bit.
A little bit. He kind of gets a little
But
extra
the
physical.
difference is if you can run your mouth and get away with it and back it up,
Yeah, which you can.
that's
Yeah.
do it. Go for it.
So I mean, the good news is with Jalen Ramsey is we take away the number one receiving option, which means now that's an extra half a second, I believe it's considered, when the quarterback can't look at his first option, has to go to another option. That means more time for Aaron, more time for Dante, more time for Clay, who's coming back hopefully this week from his jawbone or jaw issue. I still couldn't believe he injured his jaw. I had no idea he did until after the game against Seattle. And they're like, he injured his jaw. I'm like
how?
I'm sitting there looking at. I'm like one of those dogs that look at you when you're telling them something. They're like, huh? I'm like, what? What is that?
Yeah.
What are you saying? What do you mean he broke his jaw? When?
When? Because, we both watched the game. He didn't do nothing.
I'm just like, freaking hey, man. Can you tell me when he did it? No, I can't tell you when he did it. Well, dang. That sucks. All right. So we're hoping we can do good.
Yes, I want to see the Rams go to the playoffs.
Yeah, well, we got to deal with San Francisco, who's still undefeated.
Which is weird. Like, what the hell is that?
I don't know.
It's crazy.
It is. Well, I mean, their quarterback isn't injured for the first time in 2 years, so Garoppolo. And it sucks because I like Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because I wanted him to be a Ram. I'm like, oh, you fell to the second round. Oh, the Rams might draft Jimmy Garoppolo. This was before Goff. And I know I wasn't that great on Goff when we got him anyways. But this was before Goff.
I mean, we watched Hard Knocks and Goff was a little bit of a...
Ooh, boy. Let's not go there.
A little bit of an airhead, so yeah.
Which way does the sun rise? What? What do you mean, which way? I don't know where the sun rises and sets. How are you on this planet? Let's not go there. That just makes me also just worry about the California Berkeley's education. Right there. Their whole school system. That just wow. I'm like, I guess you just accept anybody into that school. Can't know where the freaking sun rises and sets. What the hell? I know it sets in California, apparently. Anyways, so when Garoppolo was coming out, I was really wanting to get Garoppolo. And they were expecting him to go in the first round, but he fell. And I was like, all right, we'll pick him up in the second round. And I'm trying to remember. I don't think we had him. Oh, we didn't have a second round pick that year. So I'm like, so I need him to fall one more round. Fall to the third, and we got him. What does New England do? Draft him in the second just to piss me off. I'm like, oh, God, I hate you guys.
Yep, just make you hate him even more, right?
Yeah, but Garoppolo, sitting there like, hey, man, I'm Tom Brady's backup, and guess what? I'm a 2-time Super Bowl champion because of it.
Right?
And then guess what else happened? He got suspended for 4 games. I played in 3 of them. Boom, I was undefeated in those games that I played. Boom, guess what? I just got traded to the Niners and with a big contract extension. And I think he's only lost 2 games his whole career so far. He's like 16-2.
Yeah, Tom Brady better watch out. You don't know, he might be the next Tom Brady.
We'll see. But, man, so I've liked Garoppolo, and of course I'm just like, of course he's a Patriot, because I like him. That's the reason why. I'm like,
kind of like me liking Gronk.
Right? You're like, God, it'd be great if he was a Steeler. Oh, he's a Patriot.
Yeah.
It's like, great, God, Jimmy Graham would be a... Graham? Wrong, Jimmy.
Wow,
Went to another tight end. I had a tight end on the brain still. I'm like, all right, let's go back to Garoppolo. There we go. Back to Garoppolo. I'm like, man, it'd be great if Jimmy Garoppolo was a Ram. And, of course, he's a Patriot. So, we're going to get a quarterback at some point because God knows we can't pick one right now. And then, of course, the year before Goff, when I would have loved for us to trade it up to get a quarterback in the name of Marcus Mariota.
You got your favorite quarterback, didn't you?
What do you mean?
When you had, what was that when you got Sam?
No.
Bradford?
Sam was before that.
Oh, okay.
Sam was way before that, man. And I hate Bradford. I don't know what you're talking about. Favorite.
You love him.
I'm going to... Don't be surprised if this goes ending quickly because I'm about to kick his butt. Anyways.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, Rocky. You want to ring the bell? Sure. Ding, ding. Bam! Ow! Anyways. Which I would have loved to trade it with the Titans then, but I don't think they were going to trade out because they were wanting a franchise quarterback. And they're like, we'll just take whoever, Tampa doesn't take. We'll like Jameis, we like Marcus. And that whole fiasco for poor Marcus. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, now he's back up.
Now he's a backup to Ryan Tannehill.
That's just so stupid.
It is. Anyways, we won't go there because that's just going to make me more sad.
Yeah, and
then I'm going to feel bad for Herbert because he's going to a crap team no matter what happens. My team ain't trading up for him. Dang it.
Maybe
Sorry, Goff. I'm not
maybe
mean.
the Steelers will. We need a quarterback.
I don't know, dude. You won 2 in a row now. I think 2 in a row now.
Still need a quarterback.
Hey, man, you got Mason Rudolph. I don't think he likes the fact that his quarterback's last name matches a cartoon character. A deer. A reindeer.
A cartoon character?
Yeah. Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Wasn't he a
Reindeer.
clay character?
It's still a cartoon.
It's clay.
Claymation is still cartoon.
Claymation.
They've also it's clay. It's called claymation. Look it up, freak. Laughing at me over claymation. That's what it's called. Look it up. Google it.
Google that shit.
Google that shit, man. Anyways, so and also yes, there was also a cartoon of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer too. By the way, that came a little bit later, but still, I digress. That's why I think you're upset, is because he's named after the red-nosed reindeer.
Not really. I just don't really care for him.
Wow. I mean, because he went to Oklahoma State, for God's sakes. I hope that was not picked up by the microphone. I don't even know what that was. I mean, I know what it ended up being. I'm not sure what the purpose was.
Alright. Let's change subject.
I think, well, we're about done. I mean, so your team, I don't think you guys are going to win the division, but you're fighting. I'm giving you credit. At least you're, like I said, this is one of those things where I know you're not winning, but you're competitive.
I'm just like, I've never been in this position with the Steelers before, so I'm kind of like, what is this?
I know 2 years in a row he's not going to have a playoff berth, and he doesn't know what to do with himself.
I'm sad. I want to cry. But, yeah.
And for the love of God, this guy, as you've all probably have heard by now, is tired of Big Ben. He's ready to move off Big Ben. He doesn't care if Big Ben's healthy next year or not. He's like, we're done. Let's
Get
move
rid
on.
of him.
Let's go on. We're done. So let's save some money. Let's try to get Le'Veon Bell in the offseason. No, I can't believe your team tried to get Le'Veon back.
I can't believe they did either. I'm like, you guys got rid of him. Why would you? What
you guys didn't want to pay him that kind of money. Now you want to pay him that kind of money?
But hey, man, we got a good call up on the running back, so that's cool.
Yeah, we got Tony Brooks James, baby, another ducky.
Another duck, baby.
Yes, we love ducks in the league. We've always loved ducks getting a chance. So
it's funny because when we play Madden, we're always looking for ducks.
Yep, we want ducks on our team.
Because I mean, think about it, dude. Like, if you're a Florida guy, you can find Florida guys all over the league.
Yeah,
you know,
Miami,
Georgia,
Florida
Alabama,
State, Florida, Alabama,
all
Georgia.
that.
Yep.
So.
And then everybody's listening to us because everybody in the SEC and ACC in the South are so much more better. I'm like, you also forget that we get a lot of your speedsters from Florida. So
yeah,
we're good at that.
Where's Tony Brooke James from?
Jacksonville.
No, he's from Gainesville.
Oh, that's right, Gainesville.
He's from Gainesville, Florida.
That's right. So,
and that boy went to the Ducks. What's up?
Bet you he went, what is this cold weather?
Yeah.
I know it gets cold here because it's been cold here the past few nights. But I'm sure he went to Oregon and went, what is this?
Yeah, definitely. I remember my Uncle Chet never left Florida and, never been so far. He went and visited in Oregon when my ex-wife was pregnant with my daughter and come out to surprise me. And, dude, it was hilarious. He was covered up in a freaking one of them. What are they? Those blanket things.
Oh, the Snuggies?
The Snuggie, yeah. He was walking around with a Florida Snuggie like for days, dude. And I was laughing. It's
That's
great.
funny.
But he enjoyed Oregon. He thought it was a good place.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, it's great state.
But the weather though, it threw him for a loop, and it was late August, early September then. So yeah. So our weather was just changing. It was a little bit,
We must have had a weird cold front because it's never that cold.
Well, no, I didn't think it was cold at all, but he acted like he was freezing. I'm like,
that's true.
So
we're like, you haven't experienced cold. You want cold? Wait until it's October.
Yeah.
It gets cold in October.
That's what I'm saying. We're living in Florida and it's still freaking hot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck, dude? And these cold fronts has been kind of nice because
change of pace.
Yeah.
almost need a jacket though when I go to work.
I miss seasons. I will say that.
Of course, I'm like, I'm going to need a jacket for when I go to work. But guess what? My schedule's about to change for me, so I'm going to be working in the day. I'm gonna be like, oh my God, it's hot again.
Well, it's been fun, brother.
It has been.
And, I can't wait for this IWA event coming up. And,
Me too, man. I'm
and
really
I
looking
want
forward
to tell Rick thank you because
Yes,
he's
Rick.
giving us another big opportunity. And, I hope we don't let you down. And we're going to do our best to make this the best event we can.
Yeah.
So,
Because, man, we are very appreciative. I was very grateful for the first opportunity. Very grateful for the second opportunity. Because, honestly, I kind of thought we didn't do so great myself. But, we're our own hardest critics.
yeah. I think we did okay. But, yeah, we are our own worst critics. So.
Yeah. So, but thank you again, Rick. And thank you, Eliza, Jimmy Mack.
Jimmy Mack,
I don't
the
know why-
Golden Boy, baby.
I was afraid I was going to call him something
The
stupid.
national heavyweight champion.
That's right. Johnny Zeke.
Johnny Zeke.
Yeah, knockout champion.
Yep.
And
Game
Lola-
day, Johnny Zeke, baby.
And again, thank you, Lola Star. Again, sorry for it being short, but we didn't want to hold you up too long.
Yep. And like I said, well, next time we're gonna try and set up sooner.
Yep.
And
be better
way,
prepared.
That way, we have more time for more superstars that want to come over and say hi and
Absolutely.
do interviews on the spot. If you want to, go for it. We're game.
And Big Man is not going to mess up and have the camera on the ring again, because that was a bad boy move. What?
Yeah. But yeah, I can't wait, dude. It's gonna be fun.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too, dude.
What else we got?
That's about it, dude.
I think so. Give a little shout out. Go ahead. USWA is going to the January 4th event. We're going to try to go be there to support them as well.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see their matches. It's going to be fun. Every time we go, we have a blast. So,
Absolutely. It's going to be a tournament style match
yeah,
event. So it's going to be great to watch.
definitely.
So we're hoping to make it for you guys. We're still hoping we get to see Miles Millennium because we love Miles.
Yeah, we want Miles there.
We want Miles, Mr. Money, Mr. Graham, the Hitman, Mr. Graham.
Yeah, Mr. Money, Mark Carlson.
Yep, Mr. Money, Mark Carlson. We'd love to see everybody. Of course, we're always going to love seeing Kiko and Cody
And Storm.
and Storm, of
All of
course.
them.
John Davis. Gabe Zilla, baby. I love
Yeah.
Gabe Zilla.
And I
He's
guess
fun.
that one guy that everybody loves, the stunt marshal,
Yeah, hey.
He's now the, what is he, he's a champion.
He's
now.
the elite champion.
The elite champion,
Yeah.
that's right. So.
He's got the elite championship. Took on the triple threat match that we watched last time at USWA. So
Yeah, it was a blast.
looking forward to it. So he's actually going to be looking to defend his title in the tournament because it's the tournament that he won that cup.
Yeah.
So he's going to be trying to defend that cup title. So
Yeah, so.
we'll see if he remains the tournament champion. If not, we'll see what happens. Looking forward to it.
Yep, and I hope everybody has a good week, and I hope you tune in to our podcast and
Absolutely.
be expecting a bunch of stuff from IWA from us because we got this. We promoting it. How you doing?
Absolutely. And don't forget, keep on talking sports.